Hello, everybody, and welcome to the afternoon tune. I'm your host, Josh, and happy Super Bowl Sunday there. Maybe not such a happy Super Bowl Sunday for some people there, especially the Kansas City Chiefs fans. But congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles. They are your winners of Super Bowl. This was 59, I believe, Super Bowl 59.
59, correct? Yeah.
This is Super Bowl 59. I got my special guest goes today, Hunter from the Real Pineapple Podcast. How's it going there, Hunter?
Yeah, smoking on the Chiefs back over here. Woo! Uh,
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. So we're gonna be talking about it. We're gonna talk about the game. We're gonna talk about commercials.
game and quotes, man, because that was an ass whooping, man. That was that
Yeah.
was a shellacking, man. That,
I mean,
that,
they stomped a mud hole in their ass. I mean,
there are videos on Pornhub that don't have much pounding as the Chiefs took tonight. Like they got their asses handed to them. Woo!
oh man. Yeah, we'll get into all that. Commercials as well as the halftime show. And yeah, and then as always, go ahead and raid somebody. Hunter, let people know about you, what's going on, what's coming up next, all that good stuff, man.
Yeah, man. So, pardon me. So I've got my best of. Gonna do that on Saturday here at like 3 p.m. Eastern. I'm really excited to do that. Blew my voice out a couple weeks ago doing my worst stuff, so I've been trying to take it a little easy, but yeah, finally doing my best of on Saturday. Doing some stuff for Black History Month. So I've got reviews up for the first three Beverly Hills Cops films. Gonna be reviewing. Did a live stream reviewing Falcon the Winter Soldier. Gonna have review up for Brave New World this weekend. Let's see what else. Do I have any interviews coming up? I don't think so. Um, yeah. And actually, I just did an interview. What am I talking about? For this film called One Night in Tokyo. I actually went ahead and interviewed the director of that film, Joshua Woodcock, and then went ahead and interviewed the star of it, Reza Amamye, and then I'm blanking on the actress's name. To Tokiko. That's it. Sorry, I was trying like 3 or 4 times to say her name, but and interviewed her. So that interview will be up here this weekend as well. God, what else? Gonna be reviewing Malcolm X before the end of the month with my mom. So yeah, got lots of stuff coming down the pipeline. So
Very awesome there. I can't wait to check out that content from you. Let me pull up your page here. People can follow you on Instagram there. So this is your Instagram. Here we go. When you make kind of announcements there, you have the link tree in your bio right here. So people can check that out as well. And this contains everything they
yeah,
need: your letterbox, your Twitch, your Facebook.
I'm on Blue Sky a lot. People like hit me up on
Blue.
Lettuce, hit me up on all the socials. But Blue Sky, Blue Sky's been nice. Blue Sky's been real. Haven't been called the N word once, and I've been on there for over a year, so that's been pleasant. But
Yeah. You heard them.
uh,
People get on there, call Hunter the N word on
yeah,
Blue
yeah,
Sky.
yeah, yeah. Dude. I was getting that shit on Twitter all the time. It's been nice to not have to to deal with that shit. But yeah, man, got lots of stuff coming on the pipeline, and I checked out y'all's best of great stream. I would highly recommend those who haven't checked that out to check that out up on
Yeah,
your YouTube and on your Twitch. But
thank you.
and then I was disappointed. It was a great stream, but I checked out your guys' Love Hurts review, and yeah, that's a bummer. I wish that was better, and unfortunately, that's kind of the consensus is that people wish it was better.
Yeah. And I didn't know that was so. This is the first time Kehi Kwan has ever been in a leading role. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and that's what breaks my heart because he's such a good dude, and like you're just he's so great in everything everywhere all at once, and he's amazing on Loki, and like he just seems like a good person. So I was excited for him to get the starring role, but yeah, it didn't work out this time. But he'll get another shot. He'll get another shot.
Yeah. So what did you want to start? You want to do the commercials and then the game and then a halftime show? Which order you want to go in? You want to do
I mean,
game? commercial.
we could do the commercial. I'll be real, man. Like, not a lot of like commercial wise it's pretty light. Like,
Yeah, I think the Super Bowl commercial that used to be a big thing people have talked about. Like, hey man, you got to watch the Super Bowl because also the crazy commercials that all these advertisers are going to do. They're spending all this money to get advertisements during the Super Bowl. But the Super Bowl commercials, I think, have been watched for the last like 5 years or so.
so you know what's funny is like I think I don't think it's even been that long. It feels like the last 2 or 3 years. Like they just I think those prices are just too high for studios to be like, oh sure, we'll put a. I mean, I think the most the thing I cared about the most was the Thunderbolts trailer, and that was hey, the trailer's online now. We're not showing you the whole thing. Fuck that. We're not paying that much money. I think the one commercial I did like was the one with Tim Robinson and was it Sam he was on Veep, and I'm blanking on his last name. Sam.
Oh, the black guy from that show.
Yeah, I think it's like Sam. Is it Sam? Is it Sam Richardson? I think it's Sam Richardson.
I
Um,
want to say that.
but their commercial was hilarious. That was like the one commercial I actually thought was really fucking fun. Kind of that ET spoof. But yeah, there was like a weird like Haagen-Dazs Fast and Furious commercial, which was
Yeah,
odd. Yeah, it was a lot of just like there was that one Pringles one that was fucking weird where it's like, oh, we're out of Pringles, blown to the can, and then like people's mustaches started flying away and like grabbing other cans of Pringle. Like that was fucking like a lot of just weird commercials. That seal commercial was fucking weird where seal became an actual seal. Like, yeah, it
what
was
was
just
that for again? That was what for?
I don't even remember.
I
It was just which defeats the fucking point because they're trying to advertise to you
Oh, it was
remember the
Mountain
shit.
Dew. It
Oh,
was
Mountain Dew. Okay. Oh yeah, it was like the Baja Blast or whatever. Yeah. So it was a weird night for commercials. Yeah. This one. Yeah. Like what are we doing, people? Like that.
usually Doritos or Mountain Dew or somebody would have like some nightmare fuel type commercial or something like that.
Yeah. It's
They try to
just
do. It
like
was kind of try hard.
it does. It's just like, oh my god, it's so weird. Like it's like it's such like. And I'm not gonna lie, I was chilling with my partner watching the Super Bowl, and like we got some pizza, and I take my edible so I can vibe out. And I'm like, this was not edible friendly commercials. I was getting like weird ass commercials. Like, stop doing that, advertisers. Like, stop being weird. But um, the really weird thing for me was just all of these fucking like Fox News commercials, like Fox Nation commercial, like they were advertising the fuck out of that. Like, there was one Fox News commercial they showed. It was like, "This is a news network for everyone." I was like, that's fucking rich. Yeah, but like it's just commercial wise, like a whole lot of nothing this year, really. So
Yeah. We'll talk
yeah.
about I got the Thunderbolts trailer up. There was also the other one that dropped from Mission Impossible. There was that one.
Oh, I didn't
Uh,
see that one. Okay, yeah.
so I'll play that one as well. We'll talk about it. And then I think those were it.
That was it. Yeah.
It'd have been cool if Fantastic Four at least. Oh, hold on. W-
I mean, we got the Fantastic Four trailer, what, like not even a week ago. So like
so
no, you're all good. So yeah, I mean, it makes sense we didn't get like another trailer for Fantastic Four, considering we just got one. But
yeah.
um,
I
yeah,
was gonna say, yeah, it would've been cool if they waited till the Super Bowl before we saw the trailer because it'd have been like at least something to be looking forward to for the you
I
know.
mean, yeah, so that's this weird thing that Marvel has because they're like Disney owns like ABC and all that. So like that's where like the like that's why like certain trailers premiere on like Good Morning America, like Fantastic Four did, or fucking like Jimmy Kimmel Live, like they've done for some of the Marvel movies. Like it's weird. Like I know it's like, oh, we own this shit, but it would be nice if you would like not do that. So yeah, I get what you're saying, but yeah, I'll be real. This was just a Super Bowl I wasn't looking forward to. Like, I just did not give a shit. I was like, all right, are the Chiefs gonna lose? Hopefully they do. And then the halftime show. That's like all I cared about. I was like, all right, and I got what I wanted. I got it. So
So I'll play the Thunderbolt. Have you seen the Thunderbolts trailer?
yeah, I checked it
Okay.
out.
I haven't seen it. So this is the Marvel Thunderbolts. This is the big game trailer. So this is new, kind of some little bit of new footage that we get here of the Thunderbolts. So let's check this trailer out and we'll discuss it a little bit here.
Let's talk facts. The Avengers are not coming. Who will keep the American people?
Oh, really? That's interesting. I don't know. Who do you think that is? I don't know.
Oh, I know who that is, but we'll get into that.
Okay.
Keep the American people safe.
And that's Bucky right there, who now is a congressman, right? I think it's said he's got the button there.
It looks like it. Yeah. So that's an interesting wrinkle, but
And then you have Julia Louis-Dreyfus, who's her character from Falcon and the Winter Soldier there, De La Pain or De La Fa, or whatever the fuck her name is.
yeah. We'll talk
Val.
about her.
Just call it. She likes to be called
Val.
Val.
Yeah. Valentina Allegra de Fontaine is how you say it. But
Okay, yeah. So she has, who seems like she's being kind of pitched as when she got first introduced in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It's basically the Amanda Waller of the Marvel universe.
Yeah. She's very similar in that vein of like Nick Fury. Like she's in that ilk. So
there's some big threat out there, and you are gonna help me stop it.
Wait, us?
Yeah, you. Why, you got someplace to be?
I love that.
Oh, okay. So he's the one that actually brings the team.
So none of us comply? So what, we all just punch and shoot?
I can't think of a worse group of people trying to work together.
Where are you?
Everyone here has done bad things. You can't escape the past. Hey, it's like your mind is somewhere else.
So you can do something about it now, or live with it forever.
This could get messy.
No shit. You thought you were gonna be some great saviors? You can't even save yourself.
Oh, so that's
Sentry
there, who's played by what's his name? Bill. It's Bill Pullman's son, right?
Yeah. Because he was in fucking Top Gun. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Top Gun, and he just recently was in that Stephen King TV film there as well. Salem's Lot as well there. I didn't know Sentry had kind of telekinesis. I didn't know he had that ability.
Yeah, so that's something they did, if memory serves, on like the mini series in like the 2010s, I want to say. Because he was originally introduced in the 2000s, but as they do in comics quite often, they ended up kind of retconning a couple things. But we'll get into that after the trailer here.
We can't do this. No one here is a hero.
Lena, when I look at you, I don't see your mistakes. That's why we need each other.
Okay, that was really good.
We are the Thunderbolts!
Can't call ourselves that.
God, thank you.
This has makings of team that can raise to glory. Bring light from the darkness. This team can be the heroes on the Wheaties box. With a little giddy toy.
Alexei, have you slept?
I'll sleep when I'm dead.
Well, I'd like not to die today, so maybe somebody else should be driving.
May 2nd. Some people say this trailer revealed too much. What do you think?
I no. like people so few people know who Sentry even fucking is. Like, I've seen like people online going like, "Who's that dark figure?" It's like, see, you don't know shit. So why are you complaining about shit? Like no, like I think everyone for the most part knew that this was going to kind of be what was I gonna say? Kind of Suicide Squad esque. So first of all, I love that effect. The way that he's just like blipping people out, like that's some creepy like horror shit. Just like black stains on the pavement, like that's like, ugh. Love that. Um, I'm happy you pointed out that it looks like Bucky's a congressman because I think that's a very interesting wrinkle. So you could have, him doing Winter Soldier type shit while still working for the government. I think that could allow for him and Sam to interlap a little bit, because I do think we're gonna get if not a Captain America cameo, I think there will be like a phone conversation or something like that between Bucky and Sam. I think we get something like that here. That rewind there. Like 5 seconds. A little more. Yeah, right there. So, okay. So the key thing on that is that Sentry's whole origin, basically he drank a vial of like this experimental chemical serum that, quote, give him the power of 1,000 million suns, unquote. That's how you kind of get your Superman riff. But through that, basically he ends up developing schizophrenia and has like an anxiety disorder on top of that. So the darkness of him, you see, that's the void. That's like the Jekyll to his that's like the Hyde to his Jekyll, if you will. That's a short answer, or the short version of him. So him blipping people out of existence, that is something that actually does happen in the comics, that actually leads to him seeking out Reed Richards. Fun fact. I doubt they'll connect that, but that's just something that happens in comics. But he ends up becoming a member of Norman Osborn's Dark Avengers, which is where Norman Osborn overtakes the government and basically implements his own versions of the Avengers to go ahead and carry out whatever he wants. So, I mean, there is a world where that happens. I could easily see him potentially ending up in like a Shield lockup, or at the Raft at the end of the film. And we know Shield has been corrupt in the MCU before, so that's a route they could go. But yeah, I'm curious to see how they present Sentry, but he looks creepy, and that's like a big part of it. So, but that's probably the super soldier serum that he initially took to go ahead and get his powers. So,
and you don't actually see him; you just hear his voice, and then he's just in shadows in this trailer.
Yeah, which I love that they're like playing that close to the chest, because like that's him clearly right there.
Yeah.
I mean, which just ripped. I like, but that shot right there where he's like hovering, like I love that shit. Like that's a cool fucking shot. So, yeah, so it makes sense that what I could see happening, because they did talk about this in Falcon and Winter Soldier, how there was that one scientist who was able to replicate the super soldier serum. There's easily a world where there are multiple scientists who have been working on the serum. You could tie it back to the 70s, or back to Cap's time if you wanted to. You could do that. But I think what they'll end up doing is kind of going the Falcon Winter Soldier route of, after the blip, there were scientists working on this, on replicating the super soldier serum, and this guy happens to take it. So that's probably the route they're going to end up going. But I'm really happy for David Harbour. He never has to wear that sheriff's badge ever again. He looks so happy. He's like, oh, thank God I'm not in fucking Indiana. But I'm excited to see like what they do with John Walker, because where he ended up was really fascinating at the end of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Really happy Ghost is coming back after Ant-Man and the Wasp. Curious what they're going to do with Taskmaster after the events of Black Widow.
Somebody said that, I mean, since you're the person, you don't see her face at all really during this, that probably she's going to be the one that dies at the team.
I mean, I could see that. Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited for this. This will be this feels more, I don't want to say grounded because I mean it's it's fucking comedy. It's fucking Marvel. I mean, you can, these things can only get so grounded, um but I am excited for like this, like a new kind of offset group. Plus I think the wordplay between Yelena and Bucky will just be fun. So yeah, I'm excited for this. So yeah, May 2nd, but yeah, this will yeah, I'm excited for this.
So with this, you see, with this trailer, a little bit more the team interaction, which is obviously the big thing that with a movie like this is going to sell the movie. How well do all of these people work together? And you do have good moments like this. I like this moment in the trailer right here.
So none of us comply? So what, we all just punch and shoot?
I can't think of a worse group of people.
So yeah, I mentioned that it's like, hey, these people, you got people mention the lineup of this team, and people aren't that really into it, and it's not very an interesting lineup because you basically got not Captain America, not Captain America, not Captain America. Then you have assassin, and yeah, I mean basically that's kind of your squad there, pretty much.
S-
For
oh yeah, so I will say you just showed her because she was just in the limo there. Um, I'm curious who Geraldine this one of them is playing. There's a rumor she's playing an X-Men. That is a heavy rumor that's starting to get circulation. And anytime she's been asked about it, she, of course, is not saying a goddamn thing. So um, we know that with Brave New World coming up, as I predicted on this podcast, by the way, that that's a celestial that's been frozen in the sky that's made of adamantium. So that's going to lead to a big arms race between nations. So there's an X-Men huge plot point right there. It would make a lot of sense that she would be playing a potential mutant as well. So
and she was in Drive Away Dolls. People might
she was in Blockers, which if y'all have not watched it, you should watch Blockers. She's also on Miracle Workers, which is a horribly underrated show, which is on HBO Max, which y'all should check out too. She's just in that movie, You're Cordially Invited. I have not watched that yet, but it's an Amazon Prime comedy, so it's probably okay or bad. But yeah, I'm a fan of hers, so I'm curious who she's going to be playing in this. But I don't think you get her if she's not going to be like
somebody
used
important.
Yeah, so I think she'll probably end up being a mutant. But yeah, I'm curious to see what happens with her. But yeah. Not a ton to break down from the trailer. Just kind of selling more the team dynamic, but yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see what they do with this. So
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned that, this very much kind of, feels like a Suicide Squad trailer. I remember people, with that Suicide Squad trailer were really wrapped up because, hey, it's got Bohemian Rhapsody in it, and then it's set to some cool music, and they're doing some cool action scenes, and this looks really good, and and it just kind of really reminds me that in a bad way of how that turned out with
I'm
Suicide.
sorry, who was saying that? Were people saying that? I wasn't saying
People,
that
people
shit.
did like this trailer. People thought this trailer was pretty good.
Oh man, those people are fucking stupid. I think the writing was on the wall. Like even on this shit, I was like, really? You think this is gonna be good? Like,
Yeah, this was
nah.
this was a pretty good trailer, and then yeah, and then also like in Thunderbolts, it's kind of like the similar thing of they're saying like, hey, we're not good people, and we've done all bad things in our past, and it's kind of like, okay, I get it. You've all done bad things. I get it. All right, you don't have to
Yeah,
constantly keep saying that, but
I will say though, at least we're familiar with these characters though. That's the thing that this already has over the Suicide Squad. Like we've met Yelena, we've met Bucky, we know who John Walker is. Like we're not being introduced to these characters like fresh, outside of really Bob, the villain. But excuse me, but I will say from an action standpoint, I'm already loving the fact. I mean, this was in the last trailer, but Bucky very much getting his like Terminator 2 sort of moment on the bike. Like I love that shit. Like I love that callback. Um like I said, I really like the whole concept of people just being blipped like out of existence, like as fucking black stains on pavement. Like that's so fucked. Like, I really appreciate how dark that is. But yeah, I'm excited for this. But yeah, it,
Yeah.
I feel like the end of the movie will be them being called like the Dark Avengers or something like that.
Oh,
Because which I've been saying from day one, because like that little asterisk, like, oh, what does that mean? It's like they're the team name won't stick. That's what it fucking means. So they'll probably be Dark Avengers by the end of the movie, which you know, yeah, that's fine. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what this ends up being.
yeah. May 2nd. Makes sense they're putting out this trailer. I mean, you do get Captain America: Brave New World coming out next week. And actually, it's coming out this week. Actually, coming out this week, not next week. And then, so this is the next Marvel movie in the pipeline. There, May. So that's going to be coming up pretty soon. Hey, man,
Ooh,
already.
Marvel's hitting you with a lot of shit this year. Like I know last year they kind of took off because they just had Deadpool and Wolverine. That is not the case this year, man. Because there's Brave New World this week. Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur just returned. Which, people, watch Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, for the love of fucking God. That show rules. Watch that shit. It's on Disney Plus right now. So Brave New World is this week. Daredevil Born Again is next month.
Yeah.
And then Thunderbolts is in May.
Yeah.
June, I think, is Ironheart is in June. And I know I'm missing other shit. Like,
And then
yeah.
Fantastic Four is in July.
Oh yeah, July. That's July. So yeah, y'all. If you're not a Marvel fan, you're gonna be getting hit with that shit because there's a lot of Marvel stuff coming out this year. So,
Yeah.
and I know I think there's another show. Oh yeah, Wonder Man.
Oh, that's coming out this year.
That's December. I feel like I'm missing something in fall, but you know, I'm high, people. What do you want from me? But yeah, there's a lot of Marvel shit coming out this year. So hopefully it's quality. But yeah, I'm excited for I'm excited for Thunderbolts. It'll be nice to get Florence Pugh back. So
Yeah. Are you watching the Spider-Man show?
you know what's crazy is I have not gotten on that yet because I've been finalizing, you know, the old best of, and but I'm
Okay.
probably gonna get on that this week. Probably. I've heard it's really good. Like everyone I've talked to has had nothing but praise for it. So
Okay. I haven't not checked it. I'm waiting for the episodes to pile up. Go ahead.
that's kind of what I like. I'll admit Netflix has kind of spoiled me to that. Like, so like I think this first season's like 8 episodes, so I'll probably start when like episode like 7 like hits, you know. But yeah, I'm excited to check it out.
Yeah. Now I'm looking at this Mission Impossible one a little bit. It seems like it's just the teaser. They only did like 30 seconds. It's not like any full trailers, what I'm understanding here. So nothing really to talk about there with that one. Uh, yeah, so there's that. But that was kind of only real kind of big trailers of note there. And you had, like you mentioned, those weird commercials, the CEO one when he was a CEO. There was one where they did like a Dorito one that was also kind of strange, but nothing really. It's like, yeah, it's just kind of like I think the Super Bowl commercials are kind of washed. I don't think it's not a whole lot of point to talk about them a lot of times anymore. I don't think. Besides that, but I mean, what was the last time you really saw a Super Bowl commercial that was like, wow, this is like really big that people are talking about and then loving, really?
I mean, I don't know, man. Like, cause I'll be real, like those Super Bowl commercials, they just kind of like I don't really remember commercials, man, because I kind of go out of my way to avoid all sort of app. That's why I go ad free on my shit because I don't want to be advertised to. Like, I'm pretty sure I know what I like at this point, you know. So as far as I don't know. I think maybe one of those Bud Light commercials where they randomly like are like playing games for a while and some shit. Maybe that something like that. But it's been a minute since a Super Bowl commercial has made me go like, oh shit, like yeah,
Mm,
yeah.
yeah. Um, yeah. So that's it for the commercial talk there. But we'll move on. Let's do the halftime show. Let's do the halftime show. Then we'll talk about the game there. So say Hunter.
Yes, sir.
I heard you watched the halftime show.
I did.
And you watched Kendrick Lamar put on the show there. Uh, there he was the musical guest. Um, General thoughts on it?
Top 3 halftime show.
Wow.
Kendrick came out and killed that shit. And it has white conservatives very upset. So I know that it did its job. Like Kendrick killed that shit. Like, here's the thing. Like, we've talked about a little bit. Like, if you think Drake won the feud, you're a fucking idiot. There's no helping you. You're a fucking moron if you really think that Drake somehow, in any way, shape, or form, outperformed Kendrick. He did not. This is just Kendrick just salting the earth again, and just like at some point it's like, goddamn, like just don't fuck with Kendrick. Like that should be a lesson for conservatives too. Like Kendrick is not someone you want to be on your radar, because if he's this petty with one person, like y'all need to leave his ass alone. But yeah, great halftime show. Fucking Samuel L. Jackson kicking it off, dressed as Uncle Sam. I was like, oh shit, let's go. Love that. SZA out there, looking like a whole fucking meal. My God, that woman is fine. I love the.
This was Samuel Jackson, Uncle Sam, right there, and let me go to SZA.
Yeah,
And this was SZA right there.
My God, that woman is perfect.
Some people said you think she was lip syncing? Some people say that she was clearly lip syncing.
I don't think so. But and look at Kendrick in like fucking high-waisted jeans still doing that shit. like no fucks given, man. That's my goat right there. Fucking love Kendrick. But no, SZA killed the shit. So everyone knew he was gonna do not
special
like
guest
that.
appearance from Serena Williams as well.
Okay, that's what I was about to say. So
right there.
when your ex is crip walking about a song that's calling you a pedophile, you've lost. You fucking lost, man. just like it's over. Like just and sorry, God, that woman, that is a that's a sister right there. But yeah, man, like it's just like, great shit all around. Great symbolism all around. I saw some people most again, white conservatives trying to be like, oh, it's like the worst halftime show ever. It's like, you clearly don't remember that one that No Doubt was on, or that Maroon 5 one, or that Katy Perry. What? Like, fuck off. It's not even like, yeah, come on, people, give me a fucking break. But the way that fucking Kendrick looked down the hard camera right before he said "Say Drake," and like you saw him laughing, because like he knew he was gonna do it. It's just like,
well, the whole time to the performance, because everybody's waiting for him to play it, not like us. Like he's teasing it. He knows people are waiting for him to play it. He's teasing it throughout the performance. Like, oh, am I going to say it here? Am I going to do it here? Oh no, wait, I'm going to do it here. You know what I mean? So he's
which was great. Yeah, fucking wonderful.
And then there's even, let me go to the moment there of when he does finally do it and kind of the lead up to it, when he actually does, because that was also, I think, a great moment as well there. But yeah, here it is right here.
It's a cultural divide. I'm gonna get it on the floor.
You really about to do it?
40 acres in the mule. This is bigger than the music.
Mm-hmm.
You really about to do it?
Yeah, they tried to rig the game, but you can't fake influence.
Yeah.
Speak on it, Kendrick. Talk that shit. Like the amount of people, again, conservative white people going like, oh my God, why didn't he use his platform to say more? I'm just like, man, like
didn't they get mad at that when Beyonce tried to do that?
Dude, right, fucking exactly, man. It's like, what do y'all want? Do you want him to just come out with like letters and spell the shit out? Like, he's trusting his audience to actually be able to read between the lines, because Kendrick actually trusts his audience, which is why he didn't say that, hey, Karl Malone molested a 13-year-old girl. That's why he says, I'm passing on his body like John Stockton. Like, you trust your audience to connect the dots, like, which is what an artist should fucking do. And Kendrick did that. And yeah, man, I thought this was just, I thought this was a masterclass, honestly. Like, I got every song I wanted. I got some DNA. I got some Humble.
So the set list here, I got it right here. So set list was in order. You got Squabble Up, you had Humble, you had DNA, you had Euphoria, which I think were people expecting Euphoria? Maybe.
I wasn't expecting Euphoria. I was actually very happy I got some Euphoria. I was like, oh shit, let's go.
Which I thought was the best song of the beef.
Interesting. Okay.
Then he did Man at the Garden, he did Peekaboo, he did
The arrangement for Man at the Garden was fucking incredible. That was very nice. Like that kind of like acapella version of it was very smooth. I really enjoyed that. Even that. Oh, go ahead. I was just gonna say, even that camera cut on Peekaboo where he like literally like pops up like Peekaboo. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, y'all are like, yeah, man. He nailed the shit. But sorry, continue.
So yeah, he did Man at the Garden, Peekaboo. Then he went into Luther. That's when you had the appearance of SZA there, who we already know SZA was going to be coming. That was also the guest appearance there that he already announced beforehand. Then he did also all the stars there.
Love that
SZA,
song.
which
yeah.
if people guessed if he was going to do another song with SZA, it'd probably be All the Stars. That was a big one. That was off the Black Panther soundtrack. Then he did Not Like Us, and then he closed out the show with TV Off, which makes sense. I mean, I think it makes sense to close out with that. So you had, GNX, which was from his latest album. He had a lot of songs from there. You had some songs from Damn, and then you had some stuff from the Black Panther soundtrack there with SZA. So, is this a really good set list for you?
I don't like. If I'm being nitpicky, I would have liked maybe some backseat freestyle, or maybe some like Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe. Like it would have been cool if you could snuck one of those in there. But I love the set list. Like I thought it was a perfect blend of like, the hits Kendrick, but then going ahead and throwing in some of the best of GNX, which is a fantastic fucking album. So I couldn't even be mad at that. God, look at how happy he looks when he's hating. Just look at that smile. Look at that smile. Like,
and I'll play it to the moment when he does the Say Drake, because there's people memeing that right now. That's a big.
Oh,
meme.
dude, that's all my Blue Sky timeline is right now. It's Say Drake.
Hey, I'm tripping, I'm sliding, I'm riding through the back like
the crowd goes crazy. Like the crowd is going crazy.
Dude, the crowd is like there for it, man. That's why it's been so funny to see people go like, oh man, worst halftime show ever. And like I saw one a screenshot of a tweet, some old white conservative going, why don't they play popular music at the Super Bowl anymore? It's like, oh, I'm sorry, do you not hear this fucking crowd, you old fucker?
And I'm also gonna play the part where they do that, because the crowd went up for A minor part. They went up for that part, and I'm also gonna play that part. And he's also wearing a lowercase a on his
for a, yeah, dude. He's an asshole, man. Like I was laughing so hard because I looked, I was like, oh, the A. I was like, oh, Kendrick, come on. Like so like last week we didn't talk about it, at least on here, but got 5 Grammys for Not Like Us. The same amount of Grammys that Drake has his whole career, Kendrick got off one song calling Drake a pedophile. That alone is fucking amazing. But then anytime he went up on stage to accept the award, they would always cut it at the A minor, and every time everyone in that fucking arena was saying the A minor part. And I'm like, dude, like those are your contemporaries, man, singing that shit. Like that's
Taylor Swift was going crazy. She was dancing.
She was going nuts. Yeah, her
lit.
and Beyonce, like fucking Dr. Dre give out high fives and shit. I'm just like, man, dude, like you picked the wrong time, man. Like I hope this is a lesson for people. Like, do not fuck with Kendrick, man. Like he said we could. I will go further, I promise. And look, as someone who's been a fan of Kendrick since day one, I'm gonna be real, man. I didn't know he had this in him. Like I knew he was an incredible artist. I knew he was an incredible MC, but the level of just petty I severely underestimated, and it's also inspired me. Like, I need to be pettier. I need to be Kendrick levels of petty. So Tyler Perry, I'm coming for you, motherfucker. But like this shit, just yeah. What do you say? Except he's great. What do you say at this point?
What's up with these Ricardo? Trying to see Compton. In the street can hate me. Bump them all in they mama. How many options you really got? I mean, it's too many options. Pin a crash on his body. I'm John Stockton. What? Be choke and hide the Bible if God watching. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show. Certified boogeyman, I'm the one that up the score. Walking down the whole time, I know he got some hoe. Paul, that's the bully the fro. Say Drake.
Smile, just right dead ass down the camera, man. Like
Wow.
he looks so goddamn happy to just.
I gotta go back again. Hold on, let me do this.
It's so good. Oh man. Oh, I'm crying. Fuck.
Sometimes you gotta pop out and show. Certified boogeyman, I'm the one that up the score. Walking down the whole time, I know he got some hoe. Paul, that's the bully the fro. Say Drake.
Wow.
Biggest dude, he said he was the biggest hater, man. And I would not want to get on Kendrick's bad side, man. Like if this is man, like
that pose,
this will be memed for so long. Like I mean, you're already seeing it, but it's just it's so goddamn funny, man. Yeah, I leave Kendrick alone, people. Like leave his ass alone.
And let me get to the A minor part there. Hold on, let me see. I think it was right around here. I think right here. Let me see.
I'ma do my stuff. Why you trolling like a? Ain't you tired? Trying to strike a chord, and it's probably A minor.
That's the whole stadium.
That's the stadium, man.
They went up at that part.
They were.
Let me go louder here, but yeah, they went up at that part.
Like they were ready.
Certified. I'm on them tough. I'ma do my stuff. Why you trolling like a? Ain't you tired? Trying to strike a chord, and it's probably A minor.
Oh wow, man! Like, come on,
just yeah. And Serena's fine ass crip walking, like, dude, you lost, man. It just
And the important of like why I mean, one, Serena is from Compton.
She is.
She is from Compton, LA. There, but also she did have a personal relationship with Drake. She did date Drake. I don't know how long. I don't think they dated.
It wasn't long. I think it was like a couple months. But then also, Drake called her husband a groupie. And like a simp for her, which you're hiding out in Australia, hiding away from everyone, like who's really winning. But did you see that fucking like WWE shit Drake was trying to pull, like the bullet hole? Like it's like, dude, like you are in your feelings, man. Like you are just like you are so salty. It's unbelievable. I guess Drake has a new record coming out, I think this weekend.
With Party Next Door, they're doing a record again. And people said that would be kind of the true test if people really did stop fucking with Drake, because people like Party Next Door. People would want to see him in a record like that with him and Party Next Door do a collab project together. So we'll see what the reaction to that is after all this.
I've been saying it, man. I think Drake is punch drunk at this point, man. Like I think this feud just I really do believe Kendrick snatched the soul out of him, man. Like I think he just, because that the Heart Part 6 that Drake put out, man, like Drake just sounds defeated, man. And I think he knows. In between that and fucking DJ Academics Academics, that's right, yeah. Being banned getting banned off Twitch for what he did. It's just like like the OV hoes are taking a lot of L's right now, and I just like the music Drake has been like, let's call it what it is, man. I don't think Drake has put out a good record in fuck, when was Scorpion? Was that 2016?
No, that was like 2022. I want to say Scorpion was.
Okay, I gotta look it up now. I'm actually, let's see, Drake album.
Oh wow, you are right. It was 2018. I thought it was way.
Oh, what was it? 2018? God damn. Okay, so dude, I don't think he's put out an album. Actually, and I think More Life is is crap. So I like it's probably maybe Scorpions, maybe Views. Maybe Views is like the last good album.
Yeah, I think that's
like
probably the last solid one.
like it's been a minute, man. That's 9 years. That's 9 years of putting out not good shit. Because like I said, I think More Life is absolute garbage. Certified Lover Boy is offensively bad. The Dark Lane demo tapes, whatever. I just, like I said, man, I just don't think Drake will keep flooding the market, and he'll get, he'll have his stands that will ride for him no matter what. Because I still have people, I still see people saying Drake won, like Kendrick needed Drake to like fuck off. But it's gonna be interesting, man, because can Drake still put out a good album? History right now is saying no. He's actually at a point where he's kind of 50-50, because I would say, because look, I'm not gonna sit here and say Drake never put out good music. I'm not, I'm always fair. Like
You're not that much of a hater.
No, because like I think back to like something like Thank Me Later. I thought that was a great debut album. I think if you're reading this, it's too late. I think that's Drake at the peak of his powers, but that's also 2015. Quantity does not always equal quality, and I think that's what Drake has, the trap he's fallen to. It's just he floods the market with all his shit so that it's always streaming, but it's not quality. And I don't know. I don't know if Drake really cares, to be honest, if he's even putting out good music anymore. And I think that might be the issue. It's just about putting out music, not putting out good music. So I don't know, man. Like I'm curious what the reception will be to his new album, but I'm not like there's not a part of me that's excited for it or really thinks it'll be good, or because like For All the Dogs is so bad. like it's such a bad album. I just like I said, I just don't think he cares at this point. I think he thinks anyone who's trying to like criticize him, like that's what was so cool about Drake when he first started. It was like all these people were like, oh, it's this, it's the motherfucker from Degrassi in the wheelchair trying to rap, and he just let that shit roll off his back and kind of push through it to a point where people like myself were thinking, oh shit, Drake is so unbothered. He can just push through that criticism and make good shit. And I think after that Rihanna shit, man, after he couldn't lock her down, I think he just got so sensitive, man. And
when was that? That was like 20 after Views. Was that?
Yeah. I mean, that would have been right around Take Care. So so like 20, so probably
13?
20, yeah, probably around 2013.
Okay.
I just think that after he couldn't lock her down, I think he just got so sensitive. Because let's be real, man, some of the shit he said about Rihanna has been fucking vile. Like, and he's not been checked nearly enough for that. And that's not including before we even get to the Megan Thee Stallion shit that he pulled. So Drake has just been in his feelings and has been like, let's call it as a little bitch for a minute. And he doesn't seem to have that ability anymore to just push through shit. So maybe
he's crashing out on LeBron, crashing on DeMar DeRozan.
Dude, yeah, I know. I'm just like, dude, these are NBA players. Like, what do you what is your problem, man? I'm like, so I think at some point it's time to call what it is. And that fucking that Hey There Delilah remix that he put out, dude, that shit. I was like, oh,
I thought that was AI at first. I thought
the exact same fucking thing. I was like, this can't be a real song. And I saw it was on his official like Instagram, I was like, oh no, he is spiraling. So I don't know if he can make music, like great music anymore. If this album's good, credit where it's due. I'll give him his props, but I also don't think this feud will end at any point. I think Drake will take subliminal shots. Will Kendrick respond? We'll see. But I also think that Kendrick at this point, I think he's more than proven his point. to be honest, I don't think Kendrick really needs to say anything else to Drake, but Drake might poke the bear more just because of his pride, because his ego's been bruised.
I mean, yeah, after the Pusha T thing, I mean, they just went to subliminals, him just throwing shots.
Yeah, exactly. But also like the fact he won't have like you can't wear Kendrick shit to like his concerts or like actively like screening fans to make sure they're not doing that and making sure you're not wearing like anything TDE into his concerts. It's like, dude, it's like you are losing it. Like, so I don't know, man. I think I think the fact that Drake is just this sensitive at this point, put that effort into your pen work, man. Like it was very hilarious to hear him on the Heart Park 6 be like, oh yeah, this was a good like exhibition. It was good to get the pen working again. It's like your pen hasn't been working for a minute, man. And this was before the feud. So
did you like the fighting Irish freestyle?
No, like that's the other thing too. Is like he keeps pulling these songs, so it's like you clearly don't like them if you don't keep them up. Like he's even pulled the Heart Part 6. Like it's like what are you like? What's the point of all this for you now? Like you say you're the GOAT, you say that you're one of the best to ever do it. Do something. And he's been doing a whole lot of nothing. And at some point it's like, all right, like maybe you weren't as good as you thought you were. And I think we're learning that like in real time. But yeah. Put out something good, Drake. Shit.
So yeah, we'll see. I think that comes out. It's supposed to come out this week, or
I think it's this week.
It's supposed to go. So we'll see there.
Oh, and he's beefing with DJ Khaled now too. Apparently, like who isn't Drake beefing with? Like I think he's beefing with the Real Pineapple at this point. Like maybe I just don't know it. But yeah, man, it's just
But back to this Kendrick Lamar performance here at the halftime show. So he said this at the start of his show, which I thought was interesting. I want to get your take on it right here.
The revolution about to be televised. You picked the right time, but the wrong guy.
Yeah, what do you think he meant by that? What do you think the overall theme of his halftime show was?
Resist. I mean, you have black people dressed up in the colors of the American flag. Black people literally carrying America on their backs. Like it's a let's call it what it is, man. This administration has been shitty, to put it mildly. Trump pulling all the, saying like Black Lives Matter flags can't be flown at government buildings. Pride flags can't be flown. Like he's targeting anyone who's not a white conservative white conservative male, pardon me, because he's targeting women too. Which if y'all had actually read up on DEI, you would fucking know that. But that's what Trump
and he was at attendance at the game
and got booed to high heaven, which good. Because I saw that that Fox apparently turned down the mics because of course they fucking did. But yeah, I saw some actual footage of people who were at the Super Bowl, and he got booed. He got booed as shit. Which again, good. He should. But yeah, that's the message I took. Like black people, like we've always persevered, even when things have been at our our darkest, and we've always lifted this country up. Fuck, we built this country, and that's why I've been telling my friends, whether they're, members of the LGBTQ community, whether they're black like me, whether they're women, that, we have to resist. We have to persevere. We have to keep checking people. That's really one of the big messages from the GNX album as a whole. And so he brought that message to the halftime show and used his stage, used his platform as an incredible space to go ahead and represent that. So that's what I took away from it.
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was a good performance there. At times it seemed like the music was louder than him.
So okay, that's not on him. I noticed that from like the beginning of the, even when Lady Gaga was out there, Jean Baptiste was out there. Like the audio scene, like it's so weird. Like you would think for the fucking Super Bowl, as much as they're charging for tickets, that they would get their audio, that they get their audio in line. But yeah, there were some times the audio just seemed like low, which is again shitty considering how much you're charging for tickets. So I don't know, but
Yeah. How'd you like the national anthem? Did you like the national anthem?
I enjoyed it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
forgot what was the guy's name again? I've seen him before. He had a good documentary to come out. I think wasn't that nominated for an Oscar, the documentary?
It was, yeah, Jean Baptiste. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot what was the title of it. I don't remember the name.
Oh, you got me. I can't.
Yeah.
It's on Netflix. I can literally picture the fucking cover, and I can't.
Yeah. But I heard it's really good though. I heard it's very, very good. I didn't get a chance to see the national anthem, but yeah. On our rating scale, how would you rate the Kendrick Lamar halftime show?
Peak.
Peak? Okay.
I loved it, man. Like it was, like I said, he played really every song I wanted. I was waiting to see what he would do message wise. I think he nailed the message. The moment I saw Samuel L. Jackson, I was like, oh shit, okay, him as Uncle Sam. But again, they're going to be people who don't get, a black man being Uncle Sam independent of the actor. And that symbolism is going to go over people's heads. And unfortunately, it has. I've seen a lot of people be like, why is Sam Jackson Uncle Sam? It's just like, oh my God, people. It's like do you need it? Like, can y'all critically think? Like, do you need everyone to spell things out for you? Like, just take, like, come on, people. Like, he's giving you the breadcrumbs. Just follow him. But, yeah, for me, peak. Yeah, absolutely adored it.
Yeah. I would give it a good tune in. I think the audio issues were a little bit of a problem there. I love the staging, I love the production of it. That was also really good. The song choices were really good there. Like you said, he could have thrown in some stuff from the Good Kid, Mad City days. He could have thrown in Backstreet Freestyle. He could have thrown in something like "Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe." He could have thrown in something like maybe "Poetic Justice." At least a few more songs from his Good Kid, Mad City era as well. Because when you think about the bangers of Kendrick Lamar, like the good radio hits, because I think Good Kid, Mad City is still in the Billboard Top 100.
I believe it is. Yeah,
it's still there. So just more of those. I mean, it was just okay. Yeah, I mean, I love GNX. I think it's a great album. It's insanely playable. It's only like 44 minutes. It's like
it's a very quick, like, yeah, it's a very fun listen. Admit, like, I think that's the thing that people are like kind of getting lost in is like, I love Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. It is not it's kind of like when I listen to Man on the Moon. Like, I need to be in the mood to listen to Man on the Moon because like that's just a heavy fucking album. And Mr. Morale is a heavy fucking album. Like, it's got some, it's got like N95 and some more radio friendly stuff on there, but it is more of a dense album. I think GNX is kind of that perfect blend that I think Kendrick was trying to strike between something like Damn and Miss Morale. Yeah. So, but yeah, to your point though, I do agree with that. I could have used like a song, like it would have been cool if we got like Money Trees. Like Money Trees would have been a good song to kind of put in there, but with that said, with what I got, I really can't complain. So
yeah, each song flowed into each other pretty nicely, I thought. So that was also good. The background, the dancers, that was really good.
They crushed it.
I thought that was fantastic. Ending on TV Off was, I thought, really good there.
Was perfect. Yeah, with the game over in lights.
With the game over in lights there.
Such a petty bitch. So, I mean, no, you're not a bitch. Don't yell at me, Kendrick. You're great. You're tall and amazing. And please.
Game over.
Yeah.
I mean, multiple meanings there with game over.
Yeah, just like I'm done playing with you, motherfucker. Game over.
Yeah. And
Oh
he's even got
god.
that smile at the end too. There, that wicked smile there at
Because
the
he
end.
knows you killed that shit. He knows.
Boom.
Yeah, just
He's like,
like
yeah,
fuck you.
yeah. He's like, yeah,
Oh
that,
god. So good. So
yeah.
good.
But I thought it was a solid. I mean, where do you rank it amongst? You know, I don't want you to think about it. I mean, you haven't seen every single Super Bowl halftime show, but
I've seen most of them though at this point. So I mean,
what
like, I mean,
stronger tier, lower tier, mid
oh,
tier,
stronger tier. Like
stronger
I
tier.
mean, it's top 5 at worst for me. Um, yeah, it's top 5 at worst. It's probably top 3, honestly. Because like I think of like this, and then the um, this is probably number 2,
Number one is
maybe
Maroon
the
5 for you.
I god damn it, no. God, that's such a bad, like, I don't think people even like remember how bad the halftime show is. That's such a bad halftime show. The SpongeBob part was the best part. But I still think that Dr. Dre, Mary J, Snoop, Fitty, Kendrick, one is probably my favorite still. But this is probably 2 or 3. So yeah, enjoyed this a lot.
Yeah. In recent memory, just think about the recent ones we've had. I think it's one of the better ones. I mean, it's better than the Shakira one. It's better than the Weekend one. I know I keep beating up on the Weekend
I know
halftime.
you, man. I know you've been kind of harping on that weekend one. Like,
Yeah, I didn't. I love Weekend as an artist. I do love
yeah,
him
I
as
do
an
too.
his music, but that was I don't know what the fuck that was.
Yeah, it
Maybe his
was
music
okay.
just didn't fit with the Super Bowl. It
You
just
know what though, man? Like there are certain artists like okay, I'll give you an example. Like I love Sting as an artist. I think Sting is an amazing musician. I would never see Sting at a stadium show because I don't think his music is not like built for a stadium. I'd see Sting at like a House of Blues or something like that. I feel like that's where the weekend, like I think the weekend in like a House of Blues type setting, I think that shit would fucking crush. But a stadium show at the weekend, eh.
yeah. It just didn't really fit there with it. But I love him as I haven't listened to his new album, but I heard his new album is really good. Hurry Up Tomorrow. I heard it's really
I
good.
haven't checked it out yet either. That's on the list. But
And I heard he threw some shots at Drake on it too as well. With Hurry Up.
oh, perfect. Well, even more reason for me to listen.
Yeah. So great halftime show, Kendrick Lamar. Did it meet your expectations? Exceed expectations?
Oh, it exceeded. Like,
Okay.
and I had my bar high too. Um, the thing is too, and I know a lot of people, because I thought Lady Gaga's halftime show was fucking great. I actually love her halftime show, but I know some people were kind of like, "Where's like?" I feel like some people were expecting like, like pyrotechnics and all this shit, and I was just like just because something is more simple doesn't mean it's not great. I thought the actual pyro where Kendrick would normally say pedophile, I thought was fucking very clever and very well placed. So I was like, okay. I was like, that was good. I see what you did there. But
And I think they bleeped him out a few times. I think he did actually end up saying some curse, but I think they bleeped him.
oh, did they? Because I was kind of listening for that. Because I'll be real, man. I was sitting there, I was like, man, Kendrick cusses a lot in this shit. That's got to be a rotating clock in your brain, being like, okay, can't say the N word here, can't say this here, but I thought for the most part, like, I was listening for it, I really didn't catch anything, but I do think they might have bleeped them once or twice, to your point, but
Yeah. But I was like, yeah, I commented that in a group chat. I was like, man, the restraint and the ability not to say any of these words
dude,
is
right?
amazing. It's like even I know you rehearse it. I know I get you rehearse this, but the damn, I mean, like that ability to with all these curse words, all these songs, like jabroni ass, you know what I mean? Not to say ass, but just to say, you know what I mean, jabroni homie or whatever.
Yeah, like you
You
got to
know,
be careful, man. But like props to him, man, because I thought he coming off not like us, man. Like that's such a hard like I bet you that's why he didn't do too much Euphoria. Cause there's that point where he gets to that second verse and he just like, I hate the way you walk, the way you and it's like, oh shit, that could have gotten he might have slipped up there. But yeah, I had a blast with this halftime show. I will be watching again before I go to bed.
And yeah, and like you said, I mean, you do have the typical suspects there, who are mad about the halftime show. These are pretty much people you'll see in your replies, with it there, saying the worst halftime show ever. Yeah. And I gotta think of some of it is, especially on Facebook. It's like, are these most of these people bots or something? Because they say the same, like literally the
Oh
same.
yeah,
Yeah,
there's
it's
so
got to be
much.
bot.
Oh yeah, dude, there's so much of that, man. Like, and I'll be real, man. I'm at a point, man, where I'm overseeing like white people on that shit because that's all I'm seeing. It's just like, oh, one of the worst halftime shows ever. It's like, oh, really? Like, really, Susan? This is one of the worst halftime show. Like, go fuck yourself. It's yeah. So it's a lot of bots trying to push that narrative and
It's
that
like when
bullshit.
Beyonce won Best Country Album and Best Album of the Year. Like it was like literally like the same replies under the different post of this is a slap in the face. And I'm like,
Wait,
it's no way every single post is a person saying the same wording.
which by the way, white people, country music, its origins are rooted in blues music, which was founded by us. So shut the fuck up. Um, that's so goddamn stupid. I like, and I'm not even a Beyonce fan, but the amount of people I like what, like Beyonce can't do a country album, but you fucking let Machine Gun Kelly switch genres for the 8th fucking time, and he can do fucking country, and no one said shit. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Nah, like I'm so happy Beyonce won because oh man, seeing so many people freak out like she'll never be country. Apparently she is.
Hey, got the award. Yeah.
Yeah, got the award and won album of the year, which again, not even as someone who does not like Beyonce as an artist, I can acknowledge that Lemonade should have probably won album of the year that year. I can't remember what she lost to. I think didn't she lose to Beck that year?
Yeah, because that's when Kanye went up and say Beyonce had the best album
And,
of all
and, and,
time.
and let me be clear, I'm a Beck fan, and even I thought that was bullshit. So like come on, people. Like you know, give us a
Yeah.
fucking break.
Yeah, because I do. Yeah, I remember that was that year that Kanye went up there and did that thing. So yeah, but
Yeah.
I love Lemonade. I think Lemonade.
Lemonade's a great album, man. Like you know, again, credit where it's due, man. But by the way, like Kanye, dude, just get off socials, brother. Like I know you've just lost it, man. But goddamn, Kanye, like it's sad, man. Like that's what happens when you run all your family and friends off, man. Like when John Legend is even done talking to your ass, man, like that might you might need to reevaluate why people don't want to talk to you, man. But yeah, fucking sad, man.
All right. Well, let's get into the game.
What game?
With the Eagles and the Chiefs there. So congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles. They dominated the Kansas City Chiefs.
Shellacked wobbled the fucking Chiefs, man. Like so like I'll say and I can't believe I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna stand up for Taylor Swift a little bit. I'm not a Taylor Swift fan. I think Swifties are terrible. You're all annoying. I can't stand y'all. But but what I will say is that Donald Trump is taking several shots at Taylor Swift, including like reposting like AI stuff of her naked, which why people don't find that fucking gross and violating, I do not understand. But Travis Kelce said that it was an honor that Trump was going to be there and that that he like respected him and admired him. And I'm like, this is a man who's actively taking shots at your partner. Like, you're a shitty partner for saying that. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, grow fucking spine, you asshole. And straight up, like the moment I read that, I was like, cool, I want Kansas City to lose. And then Mahomes said the same thing. I was like, oh wow, I really want you to lose now. Because when Harrison Butker had that commencement speech where he's talking about how, like, you know, the only thing women are good for is to be pods to give birth to children. It was like, oh, cool. So you all suck, apparently. So I was hoping that the Chiefs would lose. I hope they would lose. I didn't think they would get dominated, and they straight up got dominated. there was no point this game was fucking close, man. Like the Eagles came out and flat out like they enforced their will from jump. Like,
I mean, when coming into this game, I mean, people said like, "Hey, I know you can't bet against Mahomes," and I mean, I said that as well.
Same.
And I mean, on paper, Philly is better in every single area. If you
Yeah,
look at it,
absolutely.
besides for quarterback, and
Yeah.
besides for maybe one defensive tackle, Philly is better in every
Absolutely.
position than Philly. I mean, than
Absolutely.
KC, and it makes sense why they won. They were the number one defense, and they showed up like the number one defense.
Yeah.
And this game was very reminiscent of when Patrick Mahomes faced off against the Bucks, Brady's Bucks.
Yes. Yeah.
And the Bucks had a dominant defense that harassed him and caused him problems all single night. And it was somewhat of a similar score in that KC Bucks game. It was 31-6.
Yeah.
And this final score was 40-22, but that was garbage time points. I mean, it was a lot of
Yeah,
garbage.
like the score doesn't tell the story. Philly came out and said, we are going to dominate on the defensive side of the ball and take advantage of short fields. And that's what they did. Like, outside of one pass that Jalen Hurts made that was so goddamn stupid and led to a pick, I was like, dude, just throw the ball out of bounds. Like, what are you doing? Like, don't make that fucking play. Outside of that, it was a fucking masterclass from Jalen Hurts, man. Like, he used his legs. I think he ran for like 72 yards and a touch. Threw for 2 touchdowns, including a fucking dime to Devontae Smith. That was just gorgeous. Like, he dropped it right in his hands, like it like this far shoulder pass. Just dropped it right in the bucket. Hurts looked fantastic, and it's crazy how Nick Sirianni, the head coach of the Eagles, he was on the hot seat last coming into this year, because last year the Eagles vastly underperformed. They just looked like a team that was lost, and we had that drama come out about like Sirianni and Hurts like maybe not agreeing on play calls, and like there was just a lot of drama coming out of Philly. It's like, like, is this like what's going to happen here? And so Sirianni really came in the season on the hot seat, and they got Kellen Moore as an OC. They got him from he was the OC for the Cowboys for several years, and then he went to LA and was the Chargers OC for a season last year, and then he went ahead and jumped over to Philly. He is apparently the front runner for the New Orleans Saints head coaching position. It's going to be interesting to see if he takes it, because I'll be real, man. I wouldn't want to coach in New Orleans right now with fucking Derek Carr as the quarterback. Like, I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want that fucking job right now. So, like, maybe there's a world he runs it back. Maybe he waits another year and kind of sees where quarterbacks develop and fall and all that. Like, I think that's more of a possibility than some people are letting on. But Vic
Pangioni,
yeah.
who
Shout out
one-time
to,
Bears coach. One time.
yeah, shout out to him. Like, so he's always been a great defensive mind. He made Patrick Mahomes his bitch this game, because like Mahomes couldn't do anything. Like, anytime, like, so what they were doing that was great is that they were bringing that inside pressure, almost like an inside like a linebacker blitz, doing that with like Jalen Carter, a defensive tackle, and then like a Williams. So I think it's like a linebacker. They're bringing these inside blitz, and then they were sealing the sides so that Mahomes really couldn't take off and run, because Mahomes tried to do that multiple times and they shut that shit down. But they didn't blitz one time.
No,
they didn't blitz.
Zero blitz.
Like how? Like they straight up dominated KC's O line, and look, like, give credit where it's due. Even though Pat Mahomes is a terrible representation of black people, because again, he doesn't have a fucking spine either. And that's his bitch wife too. But but look, Patrick Mahomes, like, he's been to what? Like, he has literally not played a game in had a season where he did not at least get to the AFC Championship game. That's insane.
I think this is his 7th Super Bowl,
7, yeah, yeah, that's fucking ridiculous. Like you can't,
and he's
like,
only 29 years old.
yeah, like Mahomes will probably get at least another Super Bowl, barring injury or whatever. So I mean, credit where it's due on that front, but I think so let's get this out of the way too. Tom Brady was probably hard as a rock broadcasting that game because if Mahomes gets that three-peat, the whole GOAT conversation gets a lot more interesting, and I guarantee you Tom Brady's ass did not want Mahomes to win. Also, keep in mind Brady is a part owner of the Las Vegas Raiders, which everyone tends to forget about. Real big conflict of interest. Amazing.
Would you
the
like
NFL
his color commentary, Brady?
I don't think Brady's a good commentator, at least not yet. Like Tony Romo's actually a really good commentator. Greg Olson is a really great commentator. Brady's just like Brady is there because he's a name. Like that's why he's there. Like could he grow into the role? Absolutely he could. Like Charles Barkley is my favorite sports analyst because he's just like he doesn't give a fuck. He'll say what's on his mind. But I think Barkley more often than not is like always fair. Like I really like that's why I really only watch Inside the NBA. That's like the one sports show that I actually watch because it's entertaining, but you get good analysis too. I thought Brady was fine. I thought he was fine, but like nothing that like stood out to me
I
in
do
this
prefer
game.
Olsen. I do.
Yeah, Olsen's just better at it. But again, he's not the name that Tom Brady is, so of course, you can do, you can call the you can call the Bears against the Cardinals. Like we'll save the good games for Tom Brady. But yeah, like there was never a point Kansas City looked like they were in the game. And like I think they were kind of like hanging around like because like the end of the first quarter it was like I think it was 7-0. I think like Philly was like at the 20.
Yeah, it was 7-0 at the end of the first.
Yeah, but like Philly was driving, but then like they the pressure they got on Mahomes, man, they just kept getting to him. You can see him getting more and more frustrated. And at Travis Kelce, man, like I said, man, outside of being a shit partner. He played like a shit tight end tonight, man, because like he only got like 3 catches, I think, and most of those were in garbage time. Like he looked old. Like
he is 35. Which is up there in football years.
Yeah, I mean that is up there. I mean, like that's the thing, man. Not everyone's gonna be Tony Gonzalez who plays until like they're like I think Gonzalez played to like 37, 38, something like that. Not everyone's going to have that longevity of a career. And Kelce has been slowing down over the last couple seasons. But you've seen him really kind of turn it up for postseason. But the Chiefs were getting away with a lot of shit this year. There are a lot of games where they were winning by like 3 points or like 6 points. Like they really didn't look dominant this season. But myself and a lot of people just thought, well, it's the Chiefs. They'll find a way to, flip that switch. Kind of like Golden State when they had their dynasty. It's like, yeah, they're kind of bored in the regular season, but they'll turn on the playoffs like they always do. And, you can only play a fire so many times until someone might be able to actually catch you sleeping. And that's what Philly did. Saquon wasn't even
a factor, really. I mean,
yeah, like he was decent. I think he had like 70 receiving yards. I think like 65, 70 rushing yards. So I think he had like $140 from scrimmage, something like that. But he wasn't super efficient like he has been.
Let me see. So Saquon, so he had 25 carries. He only had 57 yards.
Okay.
It was 2.3 average there. His longest was 10.
Okay. There. So I mean, like, yeah, he really wasn't.
And then receptions, he had 6 receptions. He had 40 yards. And then for an average of 6.7.
Okay, so I mean, yeah, he was really used more in the passing game than the run game, or more effective as well in the pass game than the run game. But yeah, man, like as I was watching the game, I was just like, yeah, man, like Jalen Hurts is the one who's making plays. But like I'm happy for Jalen Hurts winning the MVP because I think he's looked great, most of the season. But I wish there was a way they could have given it to the defense. because it really should have gone to defense. Like the defense deserved to probably be MVP, but yeah, man, like an absolute masterclass. Like even more so than the fucking Buccaneers game. Like I just think because the thing is, like, this felt like it was the beginning of a dynasty, and I think that's something that people really need to take into account. Like winning back-to-back Super Bowls, that's rare enough. We've never seen a three-peat. And a lot of people, myself included, were kind of like, "Uh-oh, like the Chiefs might be able to figure it out." But I think it was in the near the end of the second quarter where Mahomes threw this ball to DeAndre Hopkins, and Mahomes was a little short on the throw because he was getting pressured, as he was most of the game. But Hopkins couldn't make the catch, and it would have been, and he was wide open too. Like there was no one in front of him, and he dropped it. And I was like, oh man, this feels like this just may not be their night. And yeah, so I
find that one
because it was a bad drop. Like it was actually like I was like, oh shit, like this looks
oh yeah, it was this one right here. Let me see. So yeah, it was this. Say scrambling as Mahomes does, throws the ball, boom.
like
Normally,
that. Like that's got to be a catch, man. Because right there, if that score becomes 8-24, that gets way more interesting if you go ahead and get that. But yeah, they could not figure it out. And again, props to the Eagles, man. Because I think one thing about Mahomes too is that you've seen Mahomes come back so many times. Yeah, Chris Jones, yeah, you gotta have that. Here's the thing. I think because the Chiefs, and this is part of their, their mythos too, is that they've come back, they've come from behind so many times. Ask the Bills. They've come back from behind so many times that no lead ever feels safe. But they were not making the plays that they typically do. They could not get the run game going to save their fucking life. Isaiah Pacheco was doing fucking nothing. Kelsey wasn't doing anything. No one was making plays, and you just see Mahomes on the sideline getting more and more frustrated. And there was this I think it was the first quarter. There was this ridiculous pass interference call that the Chiefs got that I was just like, God damn. I was like, oh, here we go. Here come the refs, bailing the Chiefs out. And no, the Chiefs just got their asses handed to them. Which again, good. They deserve it. I'm happy about it. So it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens next season. Cause we've got I think the Commanders are going to be something again next year. Like with Jaden Daniels. Thank you for the fantasy championship, by the way, Jaden, you beautiful black man. But I think the Commanders are going to really go all in. They've got a damn good roster. And all due respect to Jaden Daniels receivers. Jaden Daniels is thrown to Terry McLaurin and like a bunch of scrubs basically, and they still got to the NFC Championship game. I think that's something that needs to be commended, especially for a fucking rookie doing that shit. I think Jane Daniels will get better during the offseason. I think that roster is going to get better. So I think I could see the Eagles and Commanders being your NFC Championship game again next season. As far as the AFC, man, it's going to be real interesting to see what Kansas City does. Because
do they? Definitely they got to revamp the offensive line.
That O line needs to get. Does Travis Kelce retire?
He said he was considering it. What I mean before coming into this game. I don't know if he wants to leave out on this to be his last game.
Maybe he comes back just for his pride, but I'll be real, man. He just I know they have Noah Gray, who I think is their backup tight end, but
it seems like they're going to him a lot more.
Yeah, I don't know if he's the heir apparent, or if you sign someone or trade for another tight end,
or just Patrick Mahomes just makes him great.
There's that world. it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see what the Chiefs do.
Does
Because
Tyreek Hill, does he come back knocking like, "Hey, y'all miss me
you
yet?"
know it's weird, man. Like you say that, but after that kind of meltdown he had at the end of the season, man, like maybe he does worm his way out of Miami and go back. Like that might not be as far fetched as it seems like it was, a month or two ago. What everyone does need to forget, what everyone is forgetting about too, is that their number one receiver, Rashid Rice, he had some, I can't remember, he had some scandal off the field where he's probably looking at like a suspension.
Oh yeah, didn't he like was it driving? Like he killed
Yeah, something like that. But would you mind Googling that? I actually can't remember what it was.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think it was something along those lines. But yeah, well, I mean, it says right here. So this is CNN article, AP article. I'm sorry, and it says right here. So Rashid Rice, I was driving a Lamborghini in Dallas chain reaction crash. His attorney says so. He is that. So okay, so that's what happened. So he was driving really fast, and it caused a chain reaction there, and it caused all these cars, I guess, to pile up there.
Yeah, so I
That's
could see like he's probably looking at like a year suspension. So that's probably gonna happen. So I mean, so they're gonna be down him. So then you're probably looking at Xavier Worthy, who is the rookie, like one of the few people who made some fucking plays, during garbage time. Mahomes looking more like Patrick Prescott out there with that with that garbage time shit. But
yeah.
but it's like, okay, so you're down your number one receiver. Kelsey's getting older.
I mean,
What do
how
you?
much longer does he have?
Yeah, like
Juju, how much longer does he have? He's pretty
yeah,
up. How old is
yeah. I
Juju?
think Juju's like 29. I think
Okay,
maybe 28, 29.
so he's still got some time.
Yeah, but I mean, like, does D Hop come? Like, I don't know, man. Like, the thing that's frustrating about the AFC is like it feels like the AFC is there for not even there for the taking, but there should be some reshuffling. But like Lamar hasn't been able to get it done. Good job, Mark Andrews, with those 2 drops, you dick. He hasn't been able to get it done.
Allen,
Josh Allen hasn't been able to get it done.
DEI MVP.
Dude, like, so let me just say this real quick about Josh Allen. By the way, I look forward to like 5 years when you and Haley Steinfeld break up and she gets into her rat shit era. But but Josh Allen, like, he's been having to play hero ball, and that hasn't worked out. Lamar and the Ravens just haven't been able to figure it out. I think John Harbaugh is gone, by the way. I think
You think
there's
so?
here's the thing. You can be a great coach and not be in the right situation. And I think that team needs a new voice at this point. So I
Mm.
do think that Harbaugh could end up somewhere else. But Lamar hasn't been able to get it done. And then fucking Joe
Joe Burrow.
Burrow
He needs
and
a
the Bing.
defense. He needs
But they we would be better on the defensive side of the ball than what they have right now. They can't stop a cold, man. Like, I don't know what the hell is happening over now. The Bengals are notoriously cheap.
yeah.
That is one thing, which is why T. Higgins is going to end up walking, because I don't think they're going to re-sign T. Higgins. I think they're too cheap. T. Higgins in Washington, that would be something. I'm just throwing that out there. But they got to resign Jamar Chase. They got to resign. They have to resign Jamar Chase. Like, look, I'm not a Bengals fan. He had the Triple Crown this year. You need to resign Jamar Chase. That should be your number one goddamn priority, is resigning Jamar Chase. But until they get Joe Burrow a defense, they're not going to do shit. The Steelers don't have a quarterback. Like, so like the Chiefs are going to probably
They got
have
Mr. Unlimited.
I just yeah. And the Jets are a fucking,
Who
the Jets,
just cut Aaron Rodgers.
which good job. You actually did something right. Like, so I feel like the Chiefs will probably have another, like, in the things are like their division, man. Their division is the fucking Chargers and the Raiders, like the Raiders don't have shit at quarterback. Justin Herbert keeps choking in the playoffs. Like, I just don't think there's
There's
like
nothing really. The only people standing in their way really right now seems to be the Bills and the Raiders.
Yeah. So, but I don't know what the Bills are gonna do because, like, I think the Bills, if this has taught them anything, hopefully it's taught them fucking something, is that they need to run the ball more. Like, James Cook is a great fucking running back. Like, you shouldn't need to rely on Josh Allen as much as you do. But I could see a coaching change being made there because Sean McDermott, man, like, they kept going for it on a fourth down. They kept fucking up and not converting. So, like, at some point, like, you gotta potentially make a change. I wish, like, if I was the Bills, I wish someone like Mike Tomlin would come over and actually, like, and like instill a culture. But I just don't see, like, I don't see in these teams currently as constructed making moves. Obviously, the draft is in a couple months. We'll see what rosters look like after, draft and free agency. But the Chiefs should have a pretty decent track to potentially getting the AFC Championship again next season. But it's going to be,
I think, has only been a starter for what, 9 years,
something like that. Like,
and all he knows is Super Bowls and AFC Championship. That's all he knows. I mean, it's just it's wild that he's had this type of career and he's not even 30 yet. And he doesn't even have that. Like, that's kind of fucking wild. But yeah, I mean, like you said, the path to them going to another Super Bowl is, you know what I mean? I think, well, depending on also health, you never know. They also could be not as healthy as they were this year. I don't know did they ever say what happened with Chris Jones? He went down in the game. I don't think.
I don't know. I don't know what. I actually don't know what happened there.
He had a brace on his knee. Then he went down there. So I don't know exactly the extent of how his injury was. And he's a big piece for their defense.
He's like the leader of that defense. So
he's the leader, which, I know the score 40-22, but I mean, it was also the defense got a lot put on them because of the turnovers, because of that. But I think they were playing pretty well for the first half of the game. I thought they were playing pretty well, given what all they had to go up against with the turnovers.
Well, considering how often they are on the fucking field, yeah, like they showed the time of possession, and like the Eagles had like 12 more, like I think it was like almost double the time of possession at the half. It's like, yeah, like your defense is gonna get worn down doing that. So
yeah, I mean, yeah. So I mean, all things considered, I think they did a good job there, fairly with what they had to deal with. I know the score may say different from that. But the O-line, I mean, it reminded me very much of when Mahomes played the Bucks, of just him running around, trying to create something, trying to do something, and just nothing was happening
at
in
all.
that at all. I mean, there was no spark at all, no light, no spark, no anything. And going to the half, 24-0, you thinking, well, it's still Mahomes. I mean, it's still him. He's still the guy. Maybe he can still do something. Maybe some magic can still happen. But yeah, I mean, they just continued to put the foot on their necks and just never let up. None of these people are Kyle Shanahan. So that it was like, hey, if Kyle Shanahan, maybe that'd have been a different story if he had been there. They would have thrown it 50 times and then you know what I mean, and let that go. But you had kind of the best possible outcome. You stopped Saquon Barkley, who was one of the key people.
That was kind of the thing. I was like, okay, if they can stop Saquon, they should have a good chance. And no, apparently
Jalen Hurts goes like, hey, I mean, I just don't look like Shamar Moore. I can actually throw this ball pretty well. I'm actually pretty effective. And and he was really good. He ran when he needed to, and he did really well there. And used his legs, made some really good throws. So shout out to Jalen Hurts for winning Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you think this puts Jalen Hurts now in the elite quarterback conversation? Or
so I've always been of the opinion of, if you are the reigning MVP, whether it's basketball or whether it's football, you are the best player in the league. So yeah, Jalen Hurts is the best quarterback in football right now. And he has the MVP.
Wait, you consider the Super Bowl, like if somebody wins like a finals MVP, you consider that better than if somebody wins a regular season MVP?
Yeah, because you're doing it on the biggest stage.
Nah, I don't think so. I don't think.
Oh well, dude, like they give a. I'm sorry, I wouldn't take Josh Allen over Jalen Hurts right now. One of them got to a Super Bowl and won, and the other one dreams about it. So nah, like I don't.
You don't think Lamar is better than Jalen Hurts?
Not right now, no.
Damn. I think that's
It,
great.
and again, Lamar hasn't been to a Super Bowl, man. Like, let him get to a Super Bowl and we can have that conversation. Like, Hurts has been to 2, and he's played like. Sorry, like, and I love Lamar, man. He's probably my favorite quarterback to watch. But like at some point, man, like
I get it. You got to get over the hump.
you got to get over. And here's the thing too, like Lamar had some horrendous breaks because like Mark Andrews, fumbled, dropped that pass that should have been that catch that should have been the 2-point conversion tie, which like why more people like it's amazing the rope that Josh Allen gets, like, oh, he's Superman. He just keeps coming up short. But with Lamar, it's like, well, get it done. It's like, no. Like, you can't, like, don't pull that shit. Like, hold him to the same standard that you're holding, Josh Allen. But no, Jalen Hurts quite easily outplayed Mahomes tonight. And everyone wants to say Mahomes is the poster.
Jalen Hurts?
Oh, Jalen Hurts, part of it, yeah. But Jalen Hurts outplayed Mahomes quite easily tonight. On the biggest stage. So right now, he's the best quarterback in football. I'd like to see.
Really? I mean, I'd say the defense more.
I mean, they did.
I don't want to take anything away from Hurts. I think Hurts did an excellent job, but the defense really was a.
But the thing is, though, the defense shut down Saquon. They couldn't shut down Hurts. So it's like, and personally, I would have given the regular season MVP to Saquon. Why he wasn't considered more, I think, is some grade A bullshit. I think it's absolutely a travesty, quite frankly, that we kind of default to quarterbacks and just shit on running backs. Saquon is only the 9th running back ever to rush for over 2,000 yards. Like, why the fuck that's not being brought up more and celebrated more is insane.
And he didn't even get any first place votes.
Yeah, which is stupid. And again, that shows how quarterback based this. I hate that shit too because it's absurd. But yeah, man. Yeah, like Jalen Hurts right now, I think he is the best quarterback in football. I would like to see him. I'd like to see them get a tight. So I know they have. I think they have Dallas Goddard still. I'd like to see them maybe invest in a tight end. I know they have I can't think of the dude's name who's like backs up Goddard, but I'd like to see them get another option for Hurts, like a consistent option. But I mean, with Saquon, with Devonta Smith, Devonta Smith had a game. Like I know he's like the second, the number 2 receiver behind AJ Brown, but Devonta Smith had especially on that opening drive, had a couple catches to keep drives going. Like Devonta Smith was big tonight.
So he got let's see here. Devonta Smith got 4 receptions, got 69 yards.
And then that touchdown.
He had a touchdown, which was the longest was his 46-yard touchdown there.
But he was big at setting the tone early on when they were so
he was the big leader for them, there reception wise. So yeah, he did really well. But Jalen Hurts also did, he did incredibly well too. So yeah, I think he deserved Super Bowl MVP there. Man, Patrick Mahomes, rough day for him.
Dude, he had a rough day, man. Like, and again, Mahomes, I knew Mahomes hasn't been started in fantasy leagues because I had several friends who had him in fantasy, and they're like, I can't start Mahomes. He's been playing like garbage all season. Like, yeah, that that sucks, wasting that high of a pick on a guy that you can't start. I was gonna say, but the what they've been doing really is running the ball more, with Isaiah Pacheco, and really leaning on that defense, the whole 50-yard bomb, run and gun Kansas City offense really hasn't been a thing, and it's gonna be interesting to see how their dynamic, how their identity needs to change in the offseason, because I think you need to get a playmaker on that offensive side of the ball. Whether that's a new tight end, whether that's drafting another, wide receiver. But they got to do something, man, because that their offense looked straight up anemic tonight.
Yeah. Improve that offensive line, get some more kind of maybe weapons there. And that kind of leads into my other question. Uh, so what is the biggest narrative going to be coming out of this game as far as Patrick Mahomes' legacy? What do you think the narrative is going to be there? What's going to be the biggest narrative?
I mean, he missed out on a chance to make history. That's going to be the narrative. Because again, I think if he wins this game, I think the GOAT conversation is way, is way tighter. Tom Brady's a goddamn dirty cheater. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. I'll never say he's the GOAT. God himself could come down and say he's the GOAT, and I'd be like, you're wrong. But I do think that Mahomes wanted that 3-peat. And here's the thing, man. There's a world of the Chiefs win back-to-back Super Bowls, starting again next year. There is that world. They re-up, they revamp, and then they win back-to-back Super Bowls again. And we're having this conversation in 2028. There's easily is that world, because they are one of the best ran organizations in the fucking league. I do think, though, what this does is it puts Jalen Hurts in that tier of quarterback with your Josh Allen, with your Patrick Mahomes, with your Lamar. I think Hurts is now in that.
So how do you differentiate between elite and then great and then maybe good, average?
So right now, you have to say Jalen Hurts is elite right now. I think it's probably it's him and it's him and Mahomes in that elite level right now. And now, say as far as great, it's Allen, Lamar, Burrow, probably in that order. And then under that, you have, Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence, Dak Prescott, those guys.
Jaden Daniels, maybe.
I'll be real, man. I'd take Jaden Daniels right now over. I would take Jaden over. I'd take him over Dak all day. I take him over Dak. I mean,
Trevor Lawrence.
Here's the thing: Dak Prescott has never been to an NFC Championship game. Jalen Hurts has already been to one. Just keep that in mind, people. That's an insane stat. He's already won more playoff. He's won more playoff games already than, or he's tied Dak in playoff wins already. That's insane as a rookie. Come on, y'all. But I would take Jaden over Trevor Lawrence. I take him over Dak. I take him over Justin Herbert. I take him over Caleb Williams.
Well, hold on now. Let's not bring the Bears into this now.
Look. Okay, so yeah, I mean, speaking of people that need an O line, they need to get an O line for Caleb Williams. He's gonna get fucking killed. Bears, get him an O line for.
They're gonna work on this draft. They're gonna work on it. Yeah.
Well, look, the Bears have a pretty good nucleus. So they got DJ Moore, they got Roma Dunze, they got Cole Kmet at tight end. They need to get a running back. They desperately Swift is fine, but I would probably draft a running back. But they need to get an O line for Daniel for Williams, because he was running for his life last year. So they need to do that. But I think Caleb Williams is actually going to be really good in year 2, personally. But I think he will be. I like him, man. I watched a lot. I watched a good amount of him at UFC or USC, but no, I like Caleb Williams a lot. But he needs actual time to fucking throw, which he did not have last season. But yeah, I mean, Jaden Daniels right now, I mean, he's a top 7 quarterback at worst, probably. Hurts, Mahomes, Jackson, Burrow, Allen. Yeah, I'd probably put him at 6 myself.
So yeah, I mean, you got Lamar, you got Mahomes, you got Allen, you have Burrow, you have Who else is really great there? Yeah, like you mentioned, you had Jalen Hurts, who's probably in that list now. Um, then
Yeah, and then you start to go like, wait, well, who else is there? Like, I mean, because
yeah,
I take Jaden over Kyler Murray. I take him over Dak. I take
yeah,
him over Trevor Lawrence. I take him over Herbert. I take him over Matt Stafford. I
Purdy, you probably take him over.
I take him over Purdy. Yeah. I take him over Jared Goff right now, man. Like I know Detroit loves Jared Goff, but I just
Yeah.
I've never
Well, I
really
mean,
been I've
there's
never
a
really been
reason. Oh, I
good.
was gonna say there's a reason why LA went out and got Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, I mean, and they got a ring, you know, and Goff still does. And look, fair is fair to Detroit. I know they got just bombarded with injuries on the defensive side of the ball. Like it's a miracle they, you know, like I get that, but you know, you got to get it done, and they weren't able to. You know, I take Jaden over um Wilson or Fields, whichever one you want to pick. That was on the Steelers. Like I take him over Geno Smith. You know, I take him over
Tua.
oh yeah, I definitely take him over Tua. Well, dude, that's the other thing. Jaden knows how to slide, man. Like, and like I like Tua, man, but Tua just dude, you gotta know how to slide. Like especially if you're gonna scramble, man, you gotta know how to slide. And he just like that was something RG3 just never really learned, man. It was how to fucking slide, and Daniels clearly knows how to. Um, yeah, so I think Daniels over all those dudes. So yeah, I mean he's top 7 at worst right now.
Yeah. So that's the thing. I mean, teams, it's hard to get back to a Super Bowl, and hey, man, it's an accomplishment that KC was able to do it 3 times in a row, and then win it at least 2 out of those 3 times. That's still a huge accomplishment, I think, there for them. And every team is going to get better. No team is going to stay the same, and people are going to make improvements to try to also go for that ring next year. Now the Eagles have it on their back, the targets that they're the Super Bowl champions. A lot of people are going to be coming for them. And like you mentioned, Washington is going to get better to get a star in Jaden Daniels.
That's going to be their biggest competition because, you know, the Cowboys got Brian Schottenheimer, you know, another lame duck coach for Jerry Jones to funnel his
Bully.
bullshit agenda. Yeah, to funnel his bullshit agenda through. So the Cowboys are going to do shit next year because, you know, the Cowboys, I think, are going to be, I think currently are 11 million over the cap. And they still have to sign Micah Parsons, which ha ha ha. So like the Cowboys ain't gonna do shit. So I mean,
Giants not going to do shit.
yeah, the Giants are gonna be, dude. That's got to feel so good for Saquon, man. Having Daniel Jones throwing interceptions for years on end, having a bullshit O line. It goes to Philadelphia, first year Super Bowl champion. Like that's so
And I
fucking
was happy
funny.
for Saquon for that. Yeah, first year he goes to that team and Super Bowl champion.
Dude, and he wanted to stay. He wanted to stay in New York. He said he wanted to retire a Giant, and they shipped his ass off and signed Daniel Jones to a long-term deal, and then cut him anyway. Like that's gotta, yeah, man. I'm so happy for Saquon, man. Like,
Shout out to Saquon.
yeah,
Wow.
like, well, it's like Myles Garrett, man. Like Myles Garrett, in Cleveland, finally is like, you know, I'm over this quarterback who can't stop getting massages, fucking up our team. Like, I want to play for fucking Super Bowl. So, I mean, I'll be real, man. If I don't know if they have the cap space, but dude, if I'm the Commanders, man, I'm making a move for Myles Garrett, man. I would give up a first and a second
Mhm.
for Myles Garrett, man, because you shore up that defense, man. Like
Yeah.
you could do something with Myles Garrett.
Yeah. And then the rest of the NFC, as far as competition for the Eagles, the Lions, are they gonna able to get, have
They got
help
to get,
def
yeah, they got to get all those guys back. I mean, the 49ers were just blasted with fucking injuries too. So
and their core is getting older. Debo, C-Mac. C-Mac, I don't even know if C-Mac is even gonna play in the NFL anymore. I don't even
Dude, he was looking like I really like so look, as a Panthers fan since I was a kid, I love me some Christian McCaffrey. I really want him to get a ring. He deserves a ring for for carrying our team. But I love CMC. But the 49ers, man, they're gonna have to make that decision. Like, is Brock Purdy their quarterback? Are you gonna pay Brock Purdy 50-60 million dollars a year? like I mean, because that's the going rate
Yeah.
right now for quarterbacks, man. So like, are you
mean-
gonna invest that money in him, or are you gonna draft a quarterback? Like, I don't know, man. Like, that's a very interesting question. So I don't know, man. We're gonna see.
Vikings.
Vikings are gonna be fun. Vikings are gonna be real interesting because you got because Sam Darnold, man, like Sam Darnold was balling, man. Like I had to start him a couple weeks in fantasy, man. He helped my ass out a lot. Like Darnold was
I thought he
balling.
should have won comeback player of the year.
I agree actually, but those last couple weeks, man, the bottom fell out, and it's like, oh shit, like this is what like you've kind of done your career. But like you've got the JJ McCarthy, who's the rookie, who tore his ACL like in the like before the preseason, I think, or like during the preseason. But he'll be back. So I mean, that's gonna be a quarterback like that's
battle.
gonna be because like he's coming off an injury, he's your rook. Do you roll with him right out the gate, or do you franchise tag Sam Darnold and let him do his thing? Do you let Darnold walk and maybe sign a vet to compete, like a Russell Wilson or a Kirk Cousins? Do you sign them to a vet minimum and let them back up McCarthy? Like, there's some really interesting questions heading this offseason as far as what certain teams are gonna do. So I'm very intrigued. I'm very intrigued to see what some of these teams do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, be interesting to see. With that,
The Texans, man, do the Texans get their shit together? Because they got hit with a bunch of injuries, but CJ Stroud really didn't take the leap that I thought and a lot of people thought he was going to take. Like he actually kind of regressed actually this season. So I mean,
and yeah, that's the thing with Jaden Daniels having such an amazing year this year. Now the expectations are so high.
yeah.
Can you replicate that again? It's like same thing with CJ Stroud. Like he had a great kind of that year, and then it's like people were like, okay, now I expect you to take another big leap.
So what I think the difference is between Jaden Daniels and CJ Stroud is I think that team just plays for Daniels in a way that so far they haven't consistently played for Stroud. I think that's like for me right now, that's the difference. Plus Stroud, but that's the other thing too. I think if Daniels has Stroud's weapons, he's a Super Bowl champion right now. Because like all due respect, like his best receiver is Terry McLaurin. Like, and that's not a shot, but like he's not like he's probably like a top 15 quarterback or wide receiver. But I mean, he's not throwing to Stephon Diggs. He's not throwing to fucking, Tank
Well,
Dell.
when he's not,
Yeah. Well, yeah, but but he's not throwing to Stephon Diggs. He's not throwing to Tank Dell. He's not throwing to fucking Nico Collins, who's amazing, by the way. Like, like he's got like off of Diggs and Collins, those are two number one wide receivers right there. Daniels doesn't have that. He's been like he's throwing the fucking like Derek Brown or Devin Brown, I think. Like basically throwing to the fucking replacements and throwing to old ass Zach Ertz at tight end. But that's what I kind of love about the teams, that it is a bunch of guys who I'm not super familiar with that are just playing for each other. That's fucking amazing. I think that's admirable. But because teams or because players have seen what Jane Daniels can do, they're going to be more inclined to go there and sign. So I do think that he potentially gets a T Higgins, which would be huge for him. because I don't think T. Higgins is a number one wide receiver, but he's like a great one, like a 1B. Like he's a great like second option.
You don't think he could be a primary guy in his own, or you think he's
I
strictly
don't
a
think
second guy?
I don't think so, but I could be wrong. Like I fully acknowledge I could be wrong on that. Like because in games where Jamar Chase has been out, T. Higgins has been targeted like a motherfucker, and he's actually come through. So I mean, yeah, maybe he is, but
I mean, yeah, you never know till you know, because it's like, I mean, he's got people
exactly.
double teaming Jamar Chase, so it's like, hey, I mean,
Exactly. So I mean, but but I think between Terry McLaurin and Higgins, if they were to get that stack, I think that opens up the offense a lot. And then you've got Brian Robinson Jr. out of the backfield, who's actually been a really good back. Dan Campbell, or not Dan Campbell. Not Dan Campbell. Why am I blanking on the
coach for Washington?
Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn.
Who also used to be a coach of the Bears.
Yeah. Dan Quinn, like, dude, he gets it, man. Like, it's amazing how they got rid of that piece of shit, Dan Snyder, and in 1 year they're in the NFC Championship game. Like, just like no playoff prosperity in like the last 15-20 years, and then they get rid of that piece of shit owner, and then all of a sudden, oh look, like our team's prospering. Go fucking figure. So yeah, but I think Washington is gonna get a lot better in the offseason, and I think a lot of teams are gonna have to deal with that. So it's gonna be very interesting. I'm very excited, honestly, to see. I just saw your post. David Duke looks like Red Skull right before he takes his face off in First Avenger. That is so incredibly accurate. Holy shit. But yeah, it's going to be a very interesting offseason. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what this offseason looks like.
Yeah. And my apologies. I'm sorry. Dan Quinn wasn't I got him confused with somebody else. He wasn't the coach. I thought he was a DC for a little bit, but I'm sorry about that. But yeah. I mean, I'm sorry we didn't really talk that much in depth, because I mean, there was much to say. I mean, Eagles stomped the mud hole in their ass.
Yeah, I mean that's
they just fucked them up.
Like,
I mean,
like there was a point. There was a point around the fourth quarter, like when it was kind of early in the fourth quarter, and like the Chiefs kind of started to get a little something going. And I went, okay, if the Eagles like get a 3 and out, this could get a little interesting. But they didn't get a 3 and out. And then like Mahomes threw a pick, and they got it like on their own 20 and then scored again. And after that, I was like, oh yeah, that's like call Reynolds, because that's a fucking wrap. And yeah, it was over. Like, so yeah, really not a lot to break down on here. Just
yeah.
like the Chiefs just they got their asses kicked. Yeah.
Yeah. So congratulations, Philly. That city is going up right now.
Yeah, please don't burn down too much shit. Just try to not break too much. You know how the sports cities are, man. When they win a championship, it's like all right, let's loot and then burn shit. But yeah, try to keep that to a minimum, people. Don't
try not to die from falling off light poles. Keep a minimum on that.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that did happen to somebody in Philly. So yeah, let's keep a light on that. But yeah, I mean, I wanted to see a closer game. I mean, it's always great when it's a close game, like last year when it's 38-35 when they faced up.
That's what I wanted. Yeah. But yeah, we didn't get that. Get that this year.
So we didn't get that. I mean, hey, I think most of the country is happy, because most of the country is probably rooting against KC. The evil has been defeated. They're the new Patriots. They're the new evil empire that people want to see be taken down.
Yeah.
So there's that. But yeah. So that was our thoughts on everything Super Bowl 59, commercials, halftime show, and the game itself. Thank you, Hunter. Thanks for joining me, man. Much appreciated. I'm gonna go ahead and rate somebody, but before, Hunter, let people know about what you got going on, what you got coming up next, everything about that, man.
Yeah. So check out the show on YouTube at The Real Pineapple, REEL Pineapple. You can go ahead and check out my reviews of Beverly Hills Cop 1 through 3 right now, up for Black Cinema Showcase. You can listen to that pretty much wherever you listen to podcasts, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Podbean. iHeartRadio, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Can check me out on Letterboxd, Black Shazam. You can find me on IG and TikTok at jhunter, Real Pineapple. You can follow me on Blue Sky at realpineapple.bsky.social. And then, yeah, as far as reviews coming up, I've got a review coming up next week for Brave New World. Gotta have my review for Beverly Hills Cop Axel F. That'll come out on Tuesday. I will be doing my best of 2024. I will be doing that on Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Oh gosh, what else? I think that's everything. Yeah. So yeah, lots of stuff coming up. My worst of is up on the channel right now. So if you want to hear me lose my voice yelling about what a piece of shit Amelia Perez is, that is you can check that out on the channel right now. God damn, I fucking hate Amelia Perez. But yeah, my dishonorable mentions are up on the channel. Honorable mentions are up. And then worst stuff is up. And then yeah, have a review for Malcolm X coming out by the end of the month. Gonna be reviewing Sing Sing next week, as well as Invincible Fight Girl. Have a review up for Moon Girl Devil Dinosaur Season 2. So yeah, lots of stuff coming down the pipeline for Black History Month.
Very nice. Hunter does like black people after all.
I
God damn. Yeah, Hunter's got a lot of stuff. You can always check him out on his Instagram. Hit his link tree there. The links to a bunch of his different platforms there: Blue Sky, Instagram, YouTube, all that good stuff there. And you'll be able to follow him and check out his reviews. I'll be back Monday. Actually, no, Tuesday with Sage from Rated Infant Maturity. We're gonna be doing a retro review for Captain America: First Avenger.
Nice. Let's go.
And anticipation for Captain America: Brave New World. Also, get into a spoiler review for Alan Wake 2, the video game there.
Nice.
On docket. And of course, Friday, the big movie coming out is going to be Captain America: Brave New World. Going to have some people on and going to be doing a review for that. And I'm going to be doing a spoiler review for it probably Monday or so. I'm going to be doing a spoiler review for that. But yeah, that's what I got on the docket coming up there. Very much appreciate it. Thank you again, Hunter, for coming on. I'm be rating fucking GameBot there. He's playing some Marvel Rivals. And he's talking about Marvel Rivals there. He's playing Fantastic Four. He's playing that. All right, people, stay tuned.